like open mics killed the comedy scene in IE, in my
Mm.
opinion.
Can you explain?
Because open mics to me, that's like a public writing table, right? So I don't think that's about getting a crowd to, you know, it's
Okay.
not about getting a crowd to an open mic. It's about getting comedians and creatives to the open mic. Because then now, okay, so all right, Antonio, you up? You got 5 minutes. You do your 5 minutes. Okay, I'm trying this joke, this joke, this joke. Everybody else got a little pad out or whatever, write Antonio's name on it, and we're intentively listening to you, trying to see where you're going with your material. If it doesn't work, nah, I don't think that. Maybe you could say this, or if you have nothing to say, you don't say anything. But the point is the exercise is for us to get better, right? So
Okay.
most people took advantage of the fact that okay, well, I can go into a venue that's a nice spot. It's in a nice area, and it could possibly work as an actual show or something. But I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna do open mic style things, but I'm gonna promote it like it's a show, and then so people are coming out and getting this undone taste of comedy.
Okay. Unpolished.
Yeah, so then they're kind of just like, and then okay, then they're riffing and everybody, and it's not, and there's no real structure to the open mic again, like because for me when I was going to open mics, that's what it was like. Everybody's sitting down, everybody's listening, not everybody's standing outside posing, doing whatever, and just waiting on their turn to go up and feel
Basically.
like,
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? It's like, no, we're doing this as a collective. And then at that point, then it's not about, okay, how much I'm getting paid for being here or how much is the venue paying me for this or that, because the whole point is that we're trying to strengthen the scene itself. So then therefore, if that's a Monday night or a Tuesday night, then from those 2 nights, now we got the Friday and Saturday where it's the actual show. And now, so some of those things that you've been working on this week, let's go see if they work.
Mm-hmm.
But I think people were just more so about having their name on a flyer, having their name attached to a venue to say, "Oh, I got this show here," and I feel like once the people just kind of got sick of it. I just again, this
No,
is just my
no,
personal
that makes
opinion.
sense. That
People
makes
just
sense.
got sick of it because it's like, okay,
This is booty.
you putting like 20 people up, mind you, and then you
Yeah.
may have one funny one because now you build a relationship with a comedian that you met working or whatever, and now it's like, okay, I'm gonna bring you out here, but I'm gonna wait to the end to put you up after I put up all these terrible people or
Yeah.
these, excuse me,
No, that's fine. Good. That's fine. Terrible is fine. Terrible is fine.
terrible is okay.
Yeah.
Putting up all these people that need work and but had me like up here spending $5 or talking about a one item minimum or something like that
Mm-hmm.
for this, and then I gotta wait till like almost 12 o'clock because you got 30 people up here and you're giving all these people 5-10 minutes or whatever, and like not really looking at the I feel like they weren't looking at the structure of a show. There was a cat who was doing something like that, and he had a lot going on. And I mean, I'm like, and I appreciate what you're trying to do, and I see what you're trying to do, and I'm not trying to big homie anybody or anything like that, but just speaking from experience. And I think that's another thing too, with everybody wanting to be him,
Mm-hmm.
nobody wants to be them, and nobody wants to be um,
Us.
us. Nobody wants to be talked to or like just because I'm not out here flashy or on some other stuff
Mm-hmm.
or paid or whatever doesn't mean that I don't have insight,
Yeah. Wisdom.
wisdom. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's like and I made the mistake and offered some unsolicited wisdom, which then I feel like just kind of made things a little awkward. But it's like I feel like it's whatever because it just still needs to be said. But then the same thing's still happening. These cats are booking these shows, and it's like 1,000 people on the show, and maybe one or two are okay or whatever, and they're dependent on their friends and their family to constantly come out, and
Gotcha.
then it's like, okay, yeah, your mom thinks you're funny, and your aunt might think you're funny and whatever, but it's like your mom and your aunt are not gonna sustain the scene for
Yeah.
us. Like we want to
Yeah.
build a whole collective thing to where, because when I started, the whole thing was like the running theme with everyone that was doing shows and working out here was like, no disrespect, but like like LA is like sometimes 2 hours away, depending on what city you're going to.
Easily.
So, and then and what I think most people don't understand, unless you're a name or known, then nobody's paying you to do shows in LA.
Mm-hmm.
You
Who
may
are
get a
you?
lucky spot and get $25 and some plate of fries or something somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But and also I was trying to get a lot of people to understand too out here. Like, man, that's the one thing that the IE had to offer to the comedy scene overall, not just here, but even with LA, because there was opportunity to get on stage for more than 5 minutes, and there was opportunity to actually make at least gas money. or you know what I'm saying, 50, sometimes even $120 to the actual working comedians in LA that know, that understand, that are not on a show or a sitcom. They like, that's good money.
Mm-hmm.
That's good money to
Mm-hmm.
be able to consistently come in and get the and then do as much time as you want to, or because it's like the stage. It used to be so discouraging in the beginning to drive all that time, and then like, okay, you get 5 minutes. All right, actually no, you didn't get any minutes because so and so just came in, so you got to get bumped. And I mean, what I'm supposed to do? Get mad? No, it's
Who
like
are
that's
you?
the game,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's the game, and so either I want to play it or I don't. So that inspired me to just come back home and or like when I got home that night and I was just thinking like, I need to have my own spot. I need to have a spot where I can produce a show. And what do I need to make this happen? And went from there. And like 6 months into me doing the first set I ever did, I was hosting a show at a place called Herman's in Rialto. And that's where I started to kind of work on myself, is by hosting.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm hosting every week. So now I'm guaranteed, regardless of what happens throughout the other days, I'm guaranteed on that day to be able to to work out with at least 30 to 40 minutes of stage time
Nice. What was
because I'm
the
going.
sorry? What was the advice that you gave to the youngins that weren't listening?
It was just telling them to condense it. Like, okay, like I get that you want to you want that name on the flyer, so you're gonna pay so and so because so and so's been on this network and everything, but not understanding that you have some very funny, reputable people like right here that you can give a fraction of that to, and put more into the promoting of, or the building of the actual show itself, as opposed to that one night with this one person, and
Mm,
then everybody else that came out that's local, that's like really trying to find that opportunity, is left to look like, okay, well, you said you were going to give me this, but now all of a sudden, nah, you can't give me that because you have to give so and so this and so that. And then having so many people on the show, I'm like, folks, a good comedy show, a great and effective comedy show, a host, three comics at the most. Sometimes just a host and two comics. But like when you starting to get into five and six and that's a festival. And we didn't sign up to come to a comedy festival on a Wednesday night when we got to go to work on
mm-hmm.
Thursday morning, or even on a Friday night when you got, when the show can be over by 9:30, 10 o'clock, and I can still go hit the club, or I can still go and have dinner with whoever I came to the show with,
Yep.
or something. Like, it was just no real structure. And that's what I was trying to offer, like the structure, the formula that I learned from people that I watched do shows, and then doing shows myself, and understanding like, yes, that makes more sense, because now not only am I condensing it and having a more effective show with more punch, and then now, okay, so it was so short, or it was so good. Okay, when's the next one? And then not only that, I'm done at a good time. So now the venue can bring in a DJ. So now you got somebody else who has an opportunity to come in and make some money. And you got the venue to being able to make a
Yep.
little more money too. And now you got more people to promote to, because you get to hang out, and you know what I mean? Like, it's
Yep.
just like it's a whole
Ecosystem.
ecosystem.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm
Like, you know
with
what I
you.
mean? It's a whole, and I was just trying to offer that.
And what did
And
he say?
it was just more, it was kind of like, yeah, yeah. And then nothing. And then it was just like, now I don't get called or booked for anything, which, I mean, that's kind of been a thing for a while now. So
That's fine.
I've been, so yeah. And that's why it's been like,